Hello, everybody. Caleb here. Welcome back. Today is day 34. Yep, day 34 of our journey. Um, yeah, it's been quite a minute, and I'm about to get into why there is so much to cover today. You don't even know. I know I've said that for like the past 3, 4 updates. You're not ready for the stuff that's about to be covered in this update. I can guarantee you that. Um, so let's just start off, shall we? So there is quite a big elephant in the room, as I've been, kind of, as you guys have been seeing and, hearing me state. I stated it in the last update, and I just posted on something on Instagram, uh, like only 20, 30 minutes ago at the time of recording this, so you guys already know, but, the big elephant in the room. My new PC, I just built it. It's all done, obviously, since I'm recording this. Be a very different video if I wasn't recording this right now. Well, there wouldn't be a video at all, but yeah. So we finally finished building it. We got it all done. All the parts came and everything. Overall, it totaled me about a little over 871. That was a fun price tag to look at. Sorry, my armrest is being a little weird here. Yeah, that was a very fun price tag to be looking at, especially considering that, I'm trying to save up to not only get a car for myself, but to also get back into go-karting. That was fun, but we got it done. By far the most infuriating thing of my life. Frankly, I'm not sure if I ever want to do it again. But, yeah, but we got it all set up. I finally got all the drivers and everything installed, tested it out on a couple games, primarily Fortnite. Please don't judge me on that. But we got all the drivers and everything, BIOS, everything was already installed. That was extremely infuriating, was the BIOS and the drivers, trying to get all that installed. There's some drivers I couldn't even get installed because they just straight up would not run for some reason. I did the EXE, I ran the EXE program for some of those drivers, and they just would not run. I think some of them were Windows 10, even though they clearly stated on the website Asus, which is the motherboard that I'm using on Asus's website, they clearly stated, when I was downloading them, Windows 10 and 11, I have Windows 11, they still wouldn't run. So, just gonna leave that. I'm just gonna leave those drivers uninstalled for the moment until I really need them, because I guess they don't want to run, so I'm just not in the mood to deal with it. But I got everything else, all the actual important stuff, like stuff for my graphics cards and, obviously the motherboard and everything. So I got what I need to do. Temperatures and everything, pretty stable, pretty good when gaming. Everything's stable, everything's good. I have it set up for, well, if you guys have seen the Instagram posts, my lighting for my PC is set up a little weird. It's got like all these colors, these different colors and things that's flashing. That's to kind of fit with a synthwave aesthetic, because I'm finally getting back into like the synthwave, vaporwave aesthetic now. I was into that for like a couple months, a few months, in like November, October-ish was around when I got into that whole aesthetic. And then I kind of fell out of it, fell into space and all this stuff, and I'm finally back into it. So if I turned my camera around, you guys would see my entire computer setup, even my phone wallpaper. All that is set up for synthwave. I got synthwave wallpapers and everything. So I kind of set all of that up for that aesthetic. I have no idea how long it's gonna last, but I get to indulge in it a little more thanks to the PC lighting setup compared to my old one, the old HP, which literally would not let you change the one light that was on the front. So yeah, a bit of a change of pace, but other than that, I'm really enjoying the new PC. I'm really liking it. We got some pretty good gear, so you won't need to upgrade it for a while, as far as I'm concerned. I hope not, because the amount of money that it cost me, even though that was far cheaper than buying anything pre-built, still don't want to be looking down the end of that price tag again unless it's go-karts. But um, yeah, not much more to say other than that. It's pretty cool. You guys have already seen it. I can't wait to do our first stream with it. Which is, it could be tonight, maybe. Probably not. I know I tried to get something done on spring break. I tried to do that like I promised, but that took building this thing took every last second of my spring break, all 3 days of it, in between me having to work and everything. It was very infuriating, and it took a lot of my time, took literally my entire spring break. So, I mean, no better time to build it than spring break. I'm glad I chose to build it then, because I would not have had the time. I literally would not have had the time to do it. And thankfully Best Buy was very close to my house. Otherwise, I would not be able to set the PC up because I had to buy an entire 150-foot Ethernet cable just to reach from my room out to the living room where our router is now, just to plug it in, because my mom doesn't really want the router to be in here because she's pretty worried that it's not going to be able to reach into her room, and then she won't be able to do her work, which, given that it's not exactly like a very, mainstream company router, it's not like Xfinity or anything. Yeah, I'm not really trustworthy of that either, so I just kind of went way overboard and I bought 150 foot of Ethernet cable. I thought that was too short. I was wrong. I have an entire snake's nest behind my dresser right here. So, yeah. So I'm trying my best to hide that. But I'm glad I got it up and running. And you guys are probably seeing this right here. I bought some new speakers for my PC because my monitor that I have doesn't have any speakers on it, so I haven't been able to hear anything coming through my monitor other than through headphones, and that kind of gets annoying when I don't want to have to deal with the headphone wire. So I bought some new speakers before I assembled my PC, so they're all set up here. You can kind of see it, but it's like jet black right now. I can see it on the screen. It's like jet black, but it's got some RGB here and all that stuff. Yeah. That's all for the PC stuff, and I've already taken 7 minutes just to talk about the PC. Wait till you hear about the other stuff. So, I mean, getting into the stuff that's not going to take a while. School and work have been going fairly decently. Finally got back into class this week after spring break. I had my spring break last week. Finally got back into class. That's been going pretty okay. We're in our final 5 weeks here, so work's going to be pressing down quite a bit, especially with essays and all the stuff that I have to do for my other classes, especially business, because we have to do a whole business plan presentation. That's going to be fun. Barely have started on that yet. It's not very good, but it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, school and work have just been kind of same old, same old. I mean, I was out sick for a week, like I explained in my last video, so just kind of getting back to work after being sick. Been going pretty good. Going not too bad at all, not too bad at all. Just kind of business as usual, basically. Nothing really changes on that end, so don't expect too many changes. Oh, yeah. I don't think I ever stated this. Weirdest thing happened one night when I was about to leave work. Dude, Steve-O came in. The real Steve-O came in to eat at the restaurant that I work at. That was one heck of a way to end off the night, I'll tell you that. That was absolutely the last thing I expected. I hate to sound like I'm bragging here, but it's something I wanted to share with you guys, because that was a moment. That's something that I can jot down on the journal. And things that I wanted to experience in my life was meet Steve-O. I didn't really meet him. I just made eye contact with him for a split second. I didn't even, seat him at his table because, end of the night, I was on my way out. So, but I just saw him for a fraction of a second. That was that was quite the experience. Uh, so that was pretty cool. Um, but getting into a far less positive thing, far less cool thing concerning work. So last week, or not even, no, not even last week, earlier this week, I was getting done with about a 10-hour shift from work. I was like, okay, I'm a little tired, but just go out, eat the food that I ordered, and just bike back home, and just take it easy, I guess. Simple stuff like that. So I was kind of unwinding. Went out, ate the food that I ordered, and I walked over to the bike rack that I keep my bike at, and it's gone. Somebody stole my bike. So that was quite a bit of a dampener on things this weekend. My bike got stolen, so yeah, that's another expense that I didn't expect to be paying at some point because I am gonna have to get a new bike. It's not needed for me to get to work, but it is definitely preferred. It shaves off a lot of time on commute. So I would prefer it, especially when getting around town and going to places that I want to go to. So it's definitely preferred. So I'm gonna say around the next 2 weeks here, I'm gonna eventually be getting a new bike. It's not too bad. It's not gonna take too much out, but it does set me back in terms of money that I'm trying to put aside and trying to save up for go karts and getting myself a car and the important stuff instead of a bike, which I don't really need, but it's definitely a help. So yeah, I definitely learned my lesson with keeping my bike at the bike rack instead of in the safe room that my work provides. Don't know why I didn't do that before, but that thing's gonna be padlocked behind 5 locks now. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, so that was an interesting development. And obviously, I asked my manager to see if there was any security cam footage available for it. None available. There was nothing. So nothing's gonna come of that. So yeah, but hopefully, PC is built now, and after I buy a new bike and whatnot, hopefully, or we should be completely back on track to saving up for our next go-kart session. Because, I know the last few videos on this channel and the way I've been kind of talking on this channel, the stuff I've been talking about, I really feel like this channel has started to fall out of, journey to become a racing driver and more just daily updates in a normal kid's life. I want to kind of address that. I have not lost any interest in being a racing driver. I may have kind of stopped addressing it, stopped talking about it, but that's because, it's not the most prominent thing that's going on in my life at the moment. I'm just it's kind of had to be put to the side while I can, save up enough money to make a return to it. And so many other things have been happening in my life as well. The lack of streams as well, lack of playing anything or doing anything racing related, on this channel. I do want to say I apologize for that. And no, I have not lost any interest in being a racing driver. I'm not falling out of interest, not falling out of love with it. It's just other things have been kind of going on, and, it's kind of had to be put to the side. But trust me, absolutely no drive has been lost. I am 100% making a return no matter what. Even if it takes me 2 years, I'm making a return somehow. I'm hoping it doesn't take me 2 years. But, I'm making a return in some form, whether that be just through go-karting or, getting my first ever start. Well, I just want to kind of address that clearly on that, because I really feel like these last few videos that I've uploaded, not talking or doing anything racing related at all, have kind of been, clouding the meaning behind this channel, the original meaning. So I'm going to do everything I can to start working towards, doing more racing related stuff, getting back into that. with this channel. Now with the new PC, I can hopefully stream a lot better things, not have to worry about my PC becoming a nuclear bomb. So, yeah, hopefully there'll be a Assetto Corsa stream soon. Still don't know if I'm going to go through with the Assetto Corsa solo series, though. Now that I've had time to think about it, I've kind of been thinking, it's not really, I really don't know if it'll be an interesting series. You guys can leave it in the comments below if you think it would be, but it'd really just be me racing against Assetto Corsa AI, which, let's face it, Assetto Corsa AI really isn't that good. So I don't really think it would provide much interesting content, so I'm kind of trying to think of, more interesting things to do for you guys. I have a VR headset now. I have F1 23 on Steam. I can buy more racing games. I can buy a whole bunch of other games. It doesn't just have to be Assetto Corsa like it was before. Especially, having a better PC now, I can run a lot more things. So, yeah. That's kind of what I wanted to address, because I really felt like I was really just not fulfilling the purpose behind this channel at all for the past couple of months. But I'm making a promise to you guys right now, and I want to make it very clear. Now that we're finally back on track to be, making a return to racing and go-karts, yes, there's going to be more racing stuff being geared towards this channel as time goes on, and eventually, we're going to have the big video that we've been anticipating for the better part of, oh dear, how many months has it been now? 8, 9 months? Almost a year? Oh, since last August. I haven't been in the seat since last August. Oh dear. Alright. Well, my goal is to be back in the seat before this August, which is, yeah, that's more than likely going to happen. I really don't think it's going to take me that long at all. I would say by the end of this month, beginning of next month. As long as there's no unforeseen setbacks, like with my bike being stolen. That's fun, but that's not going to set me back too much, so I'm not too worried. Yeah, and also if you guys want to leave it in the comments below, you can leave some racing game ideas for games I can stream, whether they be racing related or not. I'm okay to stream anything, but I kind of want to primarily gear it towards racing because that's what my whole channel's about. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to say about that. I feel like there was one more thing I wanted to talk about. Gym, been getting back in the gym recently. I kind of got halted right as I was starting again because, I got sick, but now that we're recovered, just got out of the gym today. I've been in the gym again for the past couple of days. So we're finally getting back on that track, getting ourselves trained and ready for our return to go-karts. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Like I said, there was a heck of a lot to cover in this one. That's kind of putting it mildly, but hopefully you guys don't get too tired of my yapping. Yeah, that's basically all I had to say, so thank you all so very much for watching and listening to some kid ramble on into a microphone on the internet for about 20 minutes. And thank you for all the support and the kind words and everything that you guys have been showing me over these past few months, and, something is 100% going to come of that. I'm not going to let, your guys' support go to waste. I'm making the stream happen one way or another, and just want to make that very clear. So, thank you all so very much for watching. Thank you all so very much for your support. Hope you all have been doing well. Leave it down in the comments below as well, how you guys have been doing. If anything new's been going on with you. Hope great things have been coming to you. But other than that, until next time, stay motivated. Keep pushing towards your dreams. Keep dreaming. Stay hydrated, all that good stuff. Wear your seatbelt especially. And, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.